This is a reading for Bradley Cooper and Irina Shayk. So, to begin with, what I got was that the first thing that popped out to me was that Bradley's not happy in the relationship. I think he's trying really hard to stay connected and stay involved, and stay optimistic about the relationship. He has promised her marriage, and I think he is dreading like not following through with that. But I don't feel like he loves her anymore. Their honeymoon period is like coming to an end, and so the realizations are setting in for him, like, oh God, I don't have these feelings anymore, but I promised to marry her, and I know that they just had a child not that long ago, and I definitely feel like the child was a surprise. It definitely wasn't a planned pregnancy. I think if he would have had a choice, he probably wouldn't have had a child at this time. So there was a little bit of losing control of the situation in that regard, which he doesn't like. What I get is that he loves to have everything in control, and the reason why he's like this, the reason why he's having these sort of feelings of wanting to run and always wanting to be in control, is because he has low self-esteem. And you find this often in very good-looking men. You find this in a lot of movie stars and people in the entertainment industry, because what these people do is they have these low self-esteem, bad self-image, they don't have self-confidence, and what they do is because they have these issues, they seek out approval. And so that is why they go into the entertainment industry, because where can you get the ultimate approval and validation of like that who you are and how good looking you are and what a great person you are. It's like the ultimate ego stroking. So that's why people like this love the limelight, the spotlight. And so I think he has some issues with that, and it definitely affects his ability to love others. And I think we're gonna find not too long from now that they're probably gonna break up, and he's not gonna go through with the marriage, or if he does, it's gonna be an ugly divorce. But I would venture to say he probably wouldn't go through with the marriage. And what I see is that, like, unless he can get help, like, with these issues, that this sort of thing will repeat with another person, with a new love. So he'll break up with this Irina Shayk or whatever, and he'll find a new love and express his love to her and get into the honeymoon period with that person, and then he'll lose some control, and it will result in him not feeling the love, because that's what these types of people, that's what they equate with love or love feelings, is being in control of the situation of the other person. And so lots of times when you get into relationships, you know, you start to get to know the other person. You start to, you basically have to relinquish some of the control because now you have a partner. Now you have to be equal with another person. But, you know, people with low self-esteem and stuff, like, they don't want to give that up. They don't want to give that control up. And they always want to be above everybody else in the situation. So they can't truly be equal with somebody. So being in a partnership, you know, it never works out for these types of people because, you know, they don't feel like anybody can be equal. But also, like, there's also a part of it is also that feeling of, like, you know, can go both one of two ways or both ways of, you know, either I don't feel like I deserve love, which he may can't speak. He may very well feel that way. But a lot of times it's also like what on earth do they see in me? Like, why would they want to be with me? And so lots of times when these people feel that way, their first line of defense is to leave first, to cut it off before they get hurt. So they'll go out and they'll cheat and they'll find someone new because they know that, you know, that this is a new thing. It's not going to hurt them yet. But the old relationship, you know, they cut it off before it ever hurt them. So they're fine to move on. So, it's kind of sad, you know. I hope that he, you know, can get out of this sort of cycle, this repeat. You know, I feel like this has happened before to him, and I feel like it will happen again if he doesn't get help for these low self-esteem issues. Now, for Irina, I think she'll be heartbroken. You know, I think she really did love him, and I think she tried very hard to make it work. I think she really did want to marry him. But what she'll find is that, you know, she'll take a rest period, a period of recovery, and during that time she'll be calling in her soulmate, and she will find somebody that she'll fall in love with and get married to. But I think, you know, it's not going to happen with Bradley. He has too much baggage, too many issues. So sorry if that's not what you wanted to hear, but you know, just know that everything happens for a reason. All right, thanks.